Hello friends, today I will talk on the subject why Bruno Gröning when we have Jesus? This question I have heard many times, many Bruno friends have. Millions of people have a wonderful contact to Jesus and get all the divine help they need from him. That is wonderful. We all have to be grateful for that. What about us then, the Bruno friends, who feel that Bruno gives us something we never found in childhood, in school, in the churches, in the family, or in our adult lives? Should we feel inferior because we stick to the teachings of Bruno Gröning? I don't think so, and I don't think Jesus thinks so either. Why can't we have both? Bruno is such a good teacher to us because he teaches us the spiritual truths in a setting that we recognize from our everyday life. I think only few of us would have been so lucky to learn these so important teachings for life elsewhere. Another important thing. One thing is to get healing for the body. It changes the quality of our lives. But something even more important happens to most of us when we meet this helper, Bruno Gröning. When he lights the lamp for us, we experience this wow feeling in our soul, body and mind. It's like waking up. I think Jesus is very happy with that as well. Jesus wants people to wake up. Bruno wakes us up. As a result, most Bruno friends begin to trust God. Maybe after many years as a non-believer. Maybe they have not prayed to God since they were children. And then, slowly but surely, it cannot be stopped, as Bruno said. He calls us on to the bridge to God. Then we discover that we have a soul and that there are so much good in the world. And things we earlier called miracles, we now call divine guidance. We experience that good things happen, that order prevails, that we are protected. And not the least, we feel the stream of power going through our body. What a wonderful thing it is to feel life inside the body, manifesting that life does not stand still. There is development. Bruno opens up the spiritual dimension for us, and he is teaching us the old teachings, the teachings of Jesus, in a way that hits us. Maybe God saw that religious leaders had made Jesus unapproachable to ordinary people, had taken him away from the regular humans and wrapped him in mystic and rituals. Maybe Jesus had become unreachable to us regular human beings due to religious boundaries. Maybe that is why God sent Bruno to us, to remind us of what matters, and maybe we soon will be able to really invite Jesus into our lives. It is always room for more love. Love is not restricted. The help we get via Bruno is dealt with from the divine side of existence. So our task is to not interfere with the good power, just open up and have trust. I have to tell you about one time in Oslo on an expo. I think it was in 2010. We had a Bruno stand, and I noticed one lady several times. She was looking, leaving, and coming back again, and at last she came up to me and said she could not leave before she had told me that Jesus was standing behind Bruno there on the stand. He was huge, and he was dressed in white, and he held his arms out to the sides. It was so strong, tears came into our eyes. She didn't say much more than that. She left, and I have never seen her again. I forgot to ask her name. She was for sure not the type of person who says things to be interesting. It came from her heart. I could feel it and see it. By the help of Bruno Gröning's teachings and the help we get, thousands of Bruno friends have been educated in the presence of the Spirit in their lives. We have learned and experienced that Spirit rules the materia. We have learned that nothing is impossible, and what matters is to take good care of our soul. And how do we do that? By helping our next and not accept evil thoughts to enter our minds. Talk good and feel well. Talk evil and feel bad. It is easy to feel the difference. We are all responsible for what we say and do. Bruno Gröning helps us understand and act according to the spiritual laws, the law about cause and effect. That spirit determines the materia, that thoughts leads to actions. The law about giving and receiving. To do good to our next without expecting anything in return. To see the difference between good and evil. That God is the only doctor, and that we are all one big flock of siblings. That everything is possible. We learn that it is best not to haste, but to find peace within, always. That sickness comes from evil, and is evil. Bruno helps us find Christ within, the ultimate goal in our lives. It is not a question of having Bruno instead of Jesus. I think we can have both Bruno, the teacher, and Jesus, the Savior.